We're on our way to Perthshire for the weekend, but we've just stopped in a little village called Eassie in Angus to have a look at a Pictish symbol stone in an old kirkyard. Believe that was just found on the riverbed of Eassie Burn. That's wild. I've got so many questions, like how long was it down there? Who found it? Did it get pushed in? So much I want to know, but I can't believe it's in such good condition considering. As usual, we are just totally winging our trip, and we've ended up at Kinclaven Woods at the perfect time of year to see it carpeted with bluebells. I should probably mention before we get too far into the Perthshire video that I am in the middle of a small ME relapse. I have made a video talking about my ME before, and I'll try and link it above. It's been many years since I've had any type of relapse, so it's not super fun, and I'm feeling a whole lot of different unpleasant things at the moment. So if I seem a bit quiet or off or confused, that is why. You can still see some purple, like they're still around, but it's probably not as majestic as it was. I say this every single time I make a video somewhere that isn't monoculture pine, but it's so nice to be in a woodland that's not monoculture pine. So nice to be in a mixed woodland, and I can't remember the last time I saw this many oak trees. So even though the bluebells are a little bit over by now, it's still absolutely stunning, and I totally recommend coming here. We've made it to our little shepherd's hut in Blair, Drummond Caravan Park, where we're staying for 2 nights. I really wanted to come back to this area because I came here on field work, so I got to see some like snippets of it, mostly farmers' fields. So it's really nice to come back and explore properly. The shepherd's hut is lovely, but because of recent flooding, they've had to put tents around the hut. So normally it would be quite private, but it's not so private at the moment. There are so many children. I'm not a huge fan. But the woman who's looking after us or managing the site has been so accommodating and lovely, and offering us things to make our stay more peaceful and better, which is super kind of her. So I mean, we're going to have a lovely time anyway, but it's just a little different to what we expected. I should probably say that we're on what is considered the short walk from the caravan park, and it goes through this wooded area. But we were just saying it must have been the gardens of a stately home, because it's full of rhododendron, and just the way it's planted out and the size of the trees. And also the caravan park is actually in an old walled garden. So yeah, it must have been part of a stately home, but classic. I didn't do any research on where we were staying really, or the area, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming that big stately home in Blair, Drummond Safari Park is the one that used to belong to the walled garden and rhododendron woods that we're walking through now then. I've got like a thing on my face. It is really raining now. It has given it out to be like there's a yellow warning of rain for today. So we're gonna go back to our little hut because it's really unpleasant. It's our second day and we're on a little drive around some of the lochs in the Trossachs, which are really close to our campsite. I didn't quite realise how close when I booked it, so that's exciting. There's so many places to stop off at and things that we could do that we've not really planned anything. We're just gonna have a little drive, see where looks nice. I think it could be quite busy as well, so I guess we'll try and somewhat avoid the crowds a little. I don't know. It's a bank holiday. Neither of us got this bank holiday off. I don't get bank holidays anyway. And we don't have kids, so I don't pay any attention to school holidays or time off or anything. So I had no idea that it was a bank holiday and that it was going to be busy, but that's okay. We'll just go with the flow. And we're just gonna pick random places to stop until we go and see some red kites at the Argaty Red Kite Centre this afternoon, which I'm really excited for. We're just leaving leaving our first stop, which was at the Lake of Menteith. There's a priory on one of the islands on the lake, and there's a little boat that takes you across the priory. It seems to come about every 45 minutes. We don't have time to go today, but it looks like so much fun. It's just like a little boat that fits about 12 people, that shuttles you across to the island. The gentleman that was ferrying the boat seemed really lovely, and there are a little group of people already waiting for it. It's so pretty, and there was a little sign that said if your surname is Stewart, because it's run by, what was it, the Stewart Society. If your surname is Stewart, that you get free entry, which is super fun. I would love to come back and do that, but the weather's also supposed to be appalling tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow is not quite the day. Have to be another trip. Well, I feel quite car sick after that drive over the mountains, but it was really pretty, and we are now just stopping very quickly in Ben Ann car park to have a look at Loch Achray. Faded really fast after the last loch, so we just quickly went into Calendar to buy some food for lunch, and then we have come to the Doune Ponds Nature Reserve car park to eat it. We've got about 5 or 10 minutes to have like a super quick look at the first pond, but then we need to get to the Argaty Red Kite Centre. But it looks like it's a really nice little area to walk around with tons of ponds. We just don't have time to do it all. Well, there's no one in here, so have a quick look. Oh, it's so spidery. Is that vomit? Okay, well, the first hide is very spidery, and there's some vomit in the corner, so we're not going to hang out there long. we've just finished at Argaty, which was awesome. Lots of red kites, what more can I say? And we're now at Flanders Moss Bog Nature Reserve. I love a good bog, so I'm very happy to be here. I was going to say it's not quite Forcenard flows, but you can't really compare Flanders Moss to Forcenard because Forcenard is a blanket bog and they usually occur in highland or upland areas that have heavy rainfall, whereas Flanders Moss, where we are now, is the largest lowland raised bog in the UK, and they normally form in lowland areas. And in some parts of Flanders Moss, the peat runs up to 7 meters deep, which is wild. Doune Castle, where they filmed some of Monty Python's The Holy Grail. It's really busy, so this is probably the last thing I will say as we're going around the castle, but it's already a nice trip. So we've just finished.
So